Welcome back to Fitness and Nutrition with Coach Adamir. I'm excited to be back. I hope everyone had a good holiday. Happy Thanksgiving again. Hope you had a good time with your family. Hope you enjoyed some food. Hope you weren't too hard on yourself for enjoying that food, because believe me, I did. So don't feel bad. All right. It's one of the best days to just grub and enjoy your time with your family and make new traditions, or, maintain traditions, whatever it is that you do. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Just a quick note. Audrey and I went to Lake Tahoe. Had a really good time there. Nice quiet time, and enjoyed the peacefulness, and was able to recharge and come back refreshed and ready to get back to sharing information with you guys. So, again, if you're back, if you're tuning in again, I really appreciate the support. Welcome back. And if you're brand new, welcome. If someone recommended this to you, if you found me on Instagram, Twitter, or through a podcast search, great. I'm happy to have you here. I'm here to give out information, share from my own personal experience, from things I've learned over the years, and things that I've learned from courses and institutions that I've attended. And so my goal here is just to share as much information as possible and educate as many people as possible to empower them to make the choices and the changes in their life that will better them, whether it be in fitness, whether it be in nutrition, or whether it just be life in general. Because I will cover topics that may help motivate or inspire or encourage you through tough times. So again, welcome. If you're back, grab your notes or notepad if you want to take notes. Today's topic is going to be intermittent fasting, tips and benefits. So if you've never really learned about intermittent fasting, or you've been interested in it, or just want to know what it's about and maybe want to try it, good episode to listen to. Take notes, like I said, or just listen a few times in order for you to get all the information. So let's get going, you guys. First things first, what is intermittent fasting? For short, it's called IF, big IF. So if I say it throughout this, that's what it is, intermittent fasting. I'll try to say it more often than IF, because you may not catch it when I'm talking about it. So intermittent fasting is the practice of going long periods of time without eating. Pretty general definition. I'm sure we're all familiar with that. There's different types of fasting, so I'm going to go over that. First one is a daily fast. And that's something that most people will do, something that you hear about when people are saying they're doing intermittent fasting. It's typically a daily fast, and that's actually what I do as well. And what that is, it's you give yourself a window to eat. You give yourself an 8-hour window to eat and 16 hours to fast. So you're typically eating for the whole workday, right? And if you think about it, 16 hours ain't so bad. You gotta sleep for 6-7 hours, maybe 8 hours, and then you get another 8 hours of fasting, not eating, and then you give yourself an 8-hour window to consume the food that you have prepared for yourself, right? That's typically the range, 16 to 8 hours. Women, they recommend 10 hours, so 14-hour fast to a 10-hour eating window. That's just physiologically, biologically, you tend to metabolize food a little differently than men, so the longer eating window will help make sure that you absorb all the nutrients and vitamins that you get from your food. So daily fasting, what it helps with is obtaining muscle leanness and also losing body fat. So if you're trying to get that lean cut look and not really lose muscle but lose body fat, intermittent fasting and a daily fast is gonna help you get there a lot faster. It's typically recommended for people who are already more conditioned and more understanding of how it works with their hunger and how to curb their cravings and how to prepare food, and have more experience with their eating, right? It's not something that you want to just jump into, because it's really hard to not eat for 16 hours. All right, I know at first I made it seem like it's not a long time, but when you've never done it, it does become very difficult, because we all give in to hunger pain. So 16 hours of hunger pain, it's going to get pretty difficult. One other thing that I'll say, just a disclosure here, daily fasting is not recommended for pregnant women or anyone with eating disorders, right? It's, if you're really looking to make some changes and change your body composition drastically and change your behavior around food dramatically, then sure, go all in and try it. But there's other ways to start with that. So I would say, like, the next one on the list is a trial fast. And as the name suggests, this is a good one for trialing how you'll feel while hungry. And the trial fast, it's no food for 24 hours. Long time, I know. So what I would recommend is, for me, typically I like to start with a day where I'm maybe not so busy, just because I can really, sit, drink water, not be moving around a lot. Like, maybe not do it on a work day, because if you're going to be busy all day, you get to noon, you get to 1 o'clock, it's lunchtime, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm not going to eat. No, you still have another half day of work. You're going to want to go get some food. It's just in your nature, and it's just something that you're used to. Biologically, you're used to it, so your craving is going to be like 1,000% more. Okay, so I would typically not recommend doing it on a work day, maybe a Saturday or Sunday when you're not working, so that you can just be at home, kind of be a lazy couch potato, so that you're not exerting too much energy and conserving that energy, so that your body doesn't get hungry during that fast, right? And the point of this is so that you can experience that hunger intentionally, so you can get accustomed to how it feels to be hungry. And when I first started fasting, man, those hunger pains at the beginning were tough. Like, I mean, we all know how it feels, especially in the morning, especially when you're at work and you just want egg sandwich or yogurt or oatmeal or whatever it is you have for breakfast, right? You crave it. And when you're that hungry, you end up craving other things that you probably shouldn't be having, right? So the point of the trial fast is to experience that hunger, because understanding how to manage that hunger is super essential to your fitness and to good health and to changing your eating habits and to changing your behavior around food, right? If we're able to calm our hunger down and understand that, hey, okay, it's 8 a.m., I'm starving, but I can't eat till 11 a.m. That's 3 more hours. Let me drink water every 20, 30 minutes, make sure I'm staying hydrated and not think about eating so much, right? Just go on about your business. Yes, you're hungry. You're going to eat soon. It's okay. All right, you're in charge. All right, and this is good for anyone who just wants to try it without fully committing to a full-on fast, right? Excuse me. All right, so a periodic fast is the next one on here. This one is where you periodically take a full day to fast. You can do this once a year, once a month, once a week. I wouldn't do it more than once a week if you're going to do it periodically, because you want to give yourself some space. And you can do this any day from, breakfast to breakfast, dinner to dinner, lunch to lunch, whatever is easiest for you around your schedule, around your life. Make it easy for you, right? And this would be good to try after you've responded well to a trial fast. If you say, oh, you know what, 24 hours without food, that wasn't so bad. I did it on a Sunday. Let me try this once a month for like 2-3 months, and then maybe I'll go twice a month, right? Give yourself that time to get accustomed to it and for your body to understand what you're doing, because your body will adapt, right? I promise you. And then when you do eat food, your food has to be of good quality. I know that may be obvious, but when you're that hungry, it's so easy to just grab what's available. So the best thing to do is prepare. Maybe have a meal prep, maybe have packed meals from home, or schedule your eating window around times that you're at home so that you can make food, and it's pretty simple, right? Just high protein, lots of veggies, a good healthy balance of fats, and a good healthy balance of good carbohydrates, because your body's going to need that carbohydrate energy, right? And we talk about good quality carbs, it's minimally processed. So whole carbs, rice, potatoes, vegetables, right? Brown quinoa, all those, oatmeal, all right? Those are good minimally processed carbohydrates, all right? All right, guys, next point here. Why should I do IF? Why would I try intermittent fasting? And there's several studies, several research papers done on the benefits of intermittent fasting. And if you really think about fasting, it's something that our ancestors, our relatives, our genealogy has done for centuries, right? There's times of fast where there's times of no food, there's times of famine where we have to minimize our food intake. And so we inadvertently put our bodies in this fast based on the seasons, based on what was available to us, based on, what we were able to hunt at the time or what we were able to gather. So fasting has been in our lives and it's ingrained in our biology. All right, so the benefits of it are pretty well known and pretty well researched, and there's a lot more research coming out to show more and more benefits that I hope intermittent fasting or just fasting in general takes a little bit more hold and more people start doing it properly with good practice or good guidance, of course. But I really think they'll have the benefits that are listed here. So a couple things. Why do intermittent fasting? It'll reduce your blood pressure, your blood lipids, triglycerides, and LDL cholesterol, which is your bad cholesterol. All right, there's RDL and LDL. LDL cholesterol is the bad cholesterol. It'll reduce your risk of coronary disease. It'll reduce your inflammation markers. So if you have joint inflammation, you go to the doctor and they tell you have inflammation, intermittent fasting helps reduce that. The reason that happens is while you're fasting, now your body is not digesting. Excuse me, sorry. Now your body's not digesting. So it has time, it has the energy, and it has the resources to direct itself at repairing whatever needs to be repaired in the body, reducing inflammation, reducing muscle, repairing muscle fibers after a strenuous strength training session. If your body's feeling sick, it's going to fight that virus, fight that disease. But if it's constantly focused on digesting food, it's not going to give itself time to do that properly or fully. Okay? It's also going to reduce your risk of cancer. Again, if our cells aren't damaged, if our cells are whole, then a lot of those things that affect and attack our immune system are going to be reduced. Okay? And then on the flip side of the reduction of those things, you're going to get an increased amount of cellular turnover and repair. So like I just said, if your cells are healthy, if your cells are able to repair themselves and fight off virus and disease, why wouldn't we try it? Okay? It's also going to help with fat burning. If you've tried many different quote-unquote diets and none of them have worked, how about we try something that has worked for hundreds of years, right? We just try it. Do the trial fast. No harm, right? So it'll help with fat burning. It'll also help with growth hormone release, okay? And then it'll help increase your metabolic rate. So if your metabolism is up, then when you do consume food, it's going to burn it a lot faster, all right? It's also going to improve your appetite control. So like I mentioned earlier, your behavior around food and picking the right nutrients to consume versus just eating whatever's available. You're going to be able to control your appetite. You're going to be able to not give in to your cravings late at night, because if your window is from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., then my 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock late night ice cream or cookie craving or chips craving is non-existent because I can't eat anyways. Okay, so that appetite control is going to be a natural byproduct of limiting your times to eat food. The other things you'll improve are blood sugar control. So if you're getting near being diabetic or diabetes runs in your family, it's a good idea to research this and see if this can work for you to really control your blood sugar and not have to rely on external medicine. Okay, I'm not saying that you may not need it, but it may reduce the reliance on it and the need for it eventually. Cardiovascular function is also an improvement. And then your what's called neurogenesis, sorry. That's the process by which nervous system cells, your neurons, are produced by neural stem cells. So creation of cells is what you're going to increase. And on top of that, it's the creation of healthy cells, all right? And then neuron plasticity, which is basically the neurons in your brain. It's defined as the ability of the brain to change its structure and or function in response to internal and external constraints or goals. So it affects your brain's ability to change, in a sense, your mindset, right? If you have constraints on yourself, if you are unable to really stick to goals or make goals, by fasting, you're going to improve the plasticity of your brain to be able to make those changes in your life over the long term. Obviously, no, it's not going to change overnight, but if you are able to fully align your body to a point where it's repairing itself overnight, it's not continuously focused on digesting food, it's burning body fat, you're increasing your metabolic rate, you're increasing your cellular repair, you're increasing your immune system defense. Everything's being increased and making your body so much stronger. It's all going to work together, and even your goals will be able to fulfill themselves. It sounds weird, but if you think about the base of all this, you're able to control your appetite, you're able to control your cravings, you're able to make those minimal changes with food. You can make those changes in your life as well. You're going to feel better about everything. You're going to sleep better. Your brain's going to function better. Those things are just going to be a natural byproduct of it. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds all woohoo, but it's just general health overall to really make that happen. And I think that that's something that is starting to be understood, that healthy body, healthy mind, right? Healthy mind, healthy body. They work together. You can't have one without the other. Okay? Sorry, got a little soapboxy there. All right, next point here, guys. Intermittent fasting tips and tricks. All right, so like I said at the beginning, with the trial fast, you have to decide if it's right for you. Okay, there's lots of benefits, of course, but just like every other type of, like I always say, quote unquote diet, because so many definitions for diet, but like every other type of diet, it's not for everyone, right? So do your research. Yes, I'm talking about it here, but I don't think that me just talking about it to you is enough research. Look it up, see if it works for you, see if what the things that may not work for you, right? You got to look at that too. So there's lots of benefits, but it may not be for everyone. So you have to decide if it's right for you. Your exercise, your nutritional experience, and your lifestyle is going to determine if you should try it. Okay, because if you're not exercising and you can't tell the difference between a carb and a fat when it comes to macronutrients, if you haven't learned those little things yet, then maybe we should learn those things first and then move into the fasting phase, right? Because when you are in your eating window, you have to eat the right nutrients. And if we don't know the difference, if we don't know how to balance all that, then it kind of is like against the point of the fast, right? So if you're new to exercise and nutrition, we have to learn the essentials first before we can ride the bike. We have to take the training wheels off before we can ride the bike. Okay, so learn the essentials and then we can move into fasting. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right, you got to take everything step by step. Okay, I didn't start intermittent fasting until maybe 3 years ago. I've been a trainer for 6-7 years now. So it took me a while. I had to really, take control and have a good grasp of planning my meals, understanding my portions, understanding my macronutrients, understanding my exercise, understanding my own body before I decided that I would do intermittent fasting. So it's step by step, decide if it's right for you, decide if you can handle those cravings, decide if you can plan ahead for your meals, decide if you can add exercise to your daily life as well as this, right? There's so many determining factors, so really take the time, find a coach to guide you, find a friend who's done it. I'll help you, to understand it if you need help, we can make an appointment or something like that. But you can always just message me and we can always talk about it. Okay. Another point: start slowly, simply. Start small. Don't try to do that periodic fast. Don't do a fast once a week right off the bat. Do a 24-hour fast once a month until you get used to it, and then move into it. There's no rush. You have to let your body adapt. All right, pick one that you think you can do. Try it. Maybe start by just, okay, if you wake up at 7 a.m., you eat breakfast at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then you go to work. Maybe hold off on breakfast till 9 o'clock. Right, give yourself an extra hour to feel that hunger. See if you can manage it, and then eat a nice, wholesome breakfast. Right? Start small, baby steps. Next point: know yourself and adjust accordingly. Right? Notice how you feel throughout the day. If you're getting grumpy, maybe we change our hours. Right? If you need to eat first thing in the morning, because you get hangry, and I know people like that. I've been there before. I've been like that before. If you need to eat first thing in the morning, then maybe you just have to stop eating earlier in the day. So if you need to eat at 7:30 in the morning so that you don't bite your coworkers' heads off at 9 a.m., go ahead, eat at 7:30. But then 8 hours from there, 4 o'clock, you can't eat after that. Right? So manage your meals accordingly. Or if you need to eat later in the day because you work later, you work longer hours, or you're just used to eating that late, then just start eating later in the day. Right? For me, it just worked out that I wasn't able to eat between 6, 7 a.m. till about 10 or 11 because I was with clients most of the morning. So I couldn't really eat anyways. So my body just got accustomed to 11 a.m., 12 p.m. That was my first meal. So that gave me till about 7 or 8 p.m. to eat, which that was plenty of time for me to consume my calories, believe me. But the good thing about it was that I knew by 7 p.m. I was done. So I didn't overconsume, and then it kind of forced me to eat quality food because I didn't want to waste my eating window with trash food. So that's what's also going to help, is that your choices are going to be subconsciously better because all right, I got to stop at 7. Why am I going to eat a burger and fries right now when I can eat, a salad or chicken breast or, a plate of vegetables with brown rice and salmon? Whatever it is, that's your healthy choice and your meal plan. That's your meals, and that's what you're going to choose. All right. A couple more things, guys. Bear with me. I know it's probably taking a little longer than usual, but give it time. All right. There's no rush in that process. Like I mentioned earlier, your body's going to adapt. You can't force it to adapt faster than how it's going to adapt. All right. Your body's probably never experienced this before, so it's going to take some time. It's going to take a few days. It may take a few weeks. Some people, it may take months. It's a lot of unlearned behaviors as well. So it's not just going to happen right away. Just be patient. Like I said earlier, get some support. Find someone who can help you. Find a friend maybe who just wants to do this with you and you guys can support each other. Just find a support system and make sure you give it time. Just be patient, okay? What you do eat during your hours is just as important as what you don't eat. So like I mentioned, I keep mentioning it because it's super important. You have to learn the essentials of nutrition first, or the essentials in relation to your life and eating quality food before you even think about fasting, right? Because if you're not eating the quality food or the right portions and the right amount of calories, then it's not really going to work for you. You're not going to see the results that you're going to be expecting, all right? And for most people, once you get that information down and once you can create those habits, that's pretty much enough for most people, even without fasting. Just changing your eating habits, knowing your portions, knowing how many calories to eat for the day, or, that same range of calories. Doesn't have to be exact all the time, but knowing your body, that's usually enough, all right? You don't even need to fast at that point, but definitely worth a try, all right? And then last few things here, you guys, listen to your body. When you're trying something new with eating, when you're trying something new with fitness, always listen to your body. Because drastic changes in appetite, your hunger, it's gonna raise your food cravings, and not for the good food, because we usually crave sugar. So just listen to your body, be careful with that. Maybe get rid of sugary foods. But if you're used to eating sugar late at night and you can't eat late at night anymore because your fast has started, great. All right. Pay attention to your sleep quality. Pay attention to your energy levels. If you're training, if you play a sport, pay attention to your athletic performance. See if you're more tired. See if you have more energy. Just see how you feel and adjust your meals accordingly, or adjust your windows accordingly. All right. Pay attention to your mood. Like I said earlier, if you need to eat in the morning because you're cranky and nobody likes to be around you before you eat, then eat. All right. Don't have other people suffer because you're trying something. Adjust, because you don't want people hating you. Check in with your immune system. See how if you feel tired or drained, make sure you're not, congested or anything's going on there, right? You don't feel like you're coming down with something. Pay attention to that, all right? And then also consider life factors, all right? How much exercise you will be doing, how intense your exercise is going to be. If you need to eat before a workout, but you can only work out in the mornings and your fast starts in the morning, then maybe just have a protein shake. Okay, there's a little wiggle room here so that you can fit your life around that, right? A protein shake in the morning to break your fast so that you can work out, and then maybe you don't eat for a few hours after that, is much better than having, a sausage McMuffin. Oh, can't say that. Sausage muffin thing. To break that fast. So again, quality of nutrients versus just eating something. All right. Consider your rest and recovery. Make sure you're sleeping enough. Make sure you're getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and make sure you're getting quality rest. Go to sleep soundly. Go to sleep with enough time. Don't just jump into bed at midnight and then wake up at 5 and then not eat till noon. Right? That's not really healthy. All right. And then make sure that it fits into your regular routine and your social life. Don't just, force yourself to do this unless you're really ready. Well, all right, you guys, that's it for today. That's intermittent fasting in a nutshell. It's a lot of information. There's definitely more information that I couldn't fit in this episode, but I tried it. I tried to cover the main topics and the most important ones. If this is something you want to try, I definitely recommend that you do your research. A 30-minute podcast isn't going to give you enough information to ensure that you're doing it properly. Find a coach, find someone who knows how to do this, find a friend who wants to do this with you. If you really want to try this as a serious thing and make changes in your life, or make a drastic change that will last and will really get the results you're looking for, then reach out to me. We can talk about it and figure something out for you, okay? As always, with any type of diet or eating change or nutritional change, it's not for everyone. So your body may react differently. Don't expect it to work right away. Don't expect it to work in general. Everyone's physiology is different, and everyone adapts differently. So everyone's going to get different results. Everyone's going to have different experiences. Don't let my experience or someone else's experience dictate how yours will go. All right? But it doesn't hurt to try it. It doesn't hurt to, maybe try it once a month, once a week, once. Just try it. All right? See how you're able to manage your hunger, and you'll also notice that our hunger kind of controls us sometimes, and our cravings control us. So give it a try, and I promise you'll learn something from it. All right? So again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't done so, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Handle is @CoachAdamir. I post workout videos. I post motivational content. I definitely will start posting some more nutritional content, I promise. So yeah, follow me there. You can message me. You can ask questions. If I can get around to it, I promise I'll answer. So Next week, you guys, if you're tuning in, it's fitness week, so I'll be talking about the importance of sleep and how much it's missing and needed in our lives, whether you're trying to improve on your fitness or you just need better sleep, better rest and recovery. So stay tuned for next week. I look forward to talking to you guys. For this week, you guys, as always, remember to love yourself and go be the best version of yourself. Peace, y'all.